And here comes the witch, making her way to the ring with a microphone in hand, finally being released from the hospital. Looks like she's ready to address what happened last week on Brawl. Tonight, I have no cute remarks, no fancy gimmicks. Amber Charlotte, get your ass out here right now and face me. I mean it. Amber Charlotte, get your ass out here right now. And looks like Amber Charlotte now looking to hear the call of the witch. I don't know why you're so upset for. You're the one who had to talk all that good stuff on your social media. Talking about my loss at Rising Sun over a keyboard. You have something to say, you can say it to my face. That's cute, coming from someone who can only beat me when you attack me from behind. Oh, is that what you think? I know so. Or did you forget who kicked your ass the night before Rising Sun? You lost to me. And Amanda Price. Well, you were barely a challenge for her at all, to be honest. I mean, come on, being knocked out under 5 minutes? A bit embarrassing, don't you think? No wonder you're so angry. So now that we're face to face, why don't you try and knock me out again? Oh, if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. But not tonight. Not in this dump of Jersey City. I want to fight you. No, I don't want to fight you. I want to end you. I want to bury the witch once and for all. I cannot think of a better place than at the GTW show tomorrow night at Fright Night. So how about me and you in a casket match? Me and you at Fright Night in a casket match, huh? I look forward to burying you. And the stage is set, folks. The Witch versus Amber Charlotte tomorrow night at the Halloween special Fright Night in a casket match. And for those of you who don't know, you can only win one way. You have to incapacitate your opponent so much that you are able to lock them inside a casket. Who will be buried tomorrow night? Will it be the warrior princess Amber Charlotte, or will it be the girl from Salem, the witch? Tune in tomorrow night on Infinite Fantasy, twitch.tv for our Halloween special Fright Night to find out. But coming up next, folks, we have our opening match for tonight's Dystopia. We have our two winners of the qualifying matches for the tag team titles. Katana Chance, who won last week on Brawl, versus Kaden Carter. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who won last week on Brawl in their qualifying match, will now be facing Madison Page and Audrey Nevermore, who won the qualifying match on this week's Brawl. And tonight, here on Dystopia, they will face each other in a number one contender match. The winners will take on the Syndicate tomorrow night for the tag team titles. And this match is happening right here, right now, on Dystopia. And we have Phoenix Saveda here saying something I dare not repeat on the live stream, but following that also says that I should have the Undertaker show up and be like, stop stealing my thing.
Tag team match set for one fall. All the way to the ring, the team of Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
I have to say, it is the Undertaker that probably paved the way for the casket match for the newer generations to compete. And I can't think of anyone better to compete in such a match than the witch herself, the Queen of Halloween, for tomorrow's Halloween special. But now we're on to tonight's #1 contender match, as we have Katana Chance and Aiden Carter looking to secure a victory. The winners tonight will be the #1 contenders for the women's tag team titles and will face the Syndicate tomorrow night on Fright Night for the tag team titles.
And their opponents, first from Norwich, England, Madison Payne.
And here comes Madison Payne making her way to the ring. One half of the newest tag team here in GTW, looking to solidify themselves as an official powerhouse. All they have to do is get through tonight and defeat Katana Chance and Aiden Carter, and they will go on to face the Syndicate tomorrow night for a Halloween special. This is all about the tag team gold. That is what will be on the line tomorrow night for whoever wins tonight's match. And we can see that Madison Payne is 100% ready to go. Her mindset is in tonight's match. She is ready to cause pain. And here comes her tag team partner, Adrienne Nevermore.
And from Los Angeles, California,
Adrienne Nevermore making her debut the same night as Madison Payne, as they had a non-title match against the Syndicate on DYSTOPIA a couple of months ago and won the match at that. They're going into this completely confident that if they can win against Katana Chance and Aiden Carter, they will have no problem securing the tag team gold tomorrow night on Fright Night. And I think Madison Payne and Adrienne Nevermore work very well together. Their crazy just seems to, click. And we're going to start off with Katana Chance and Madison Payne here on tonight's opening match and some tag team action. We also have a trios match for our main event involving DYSTOPIA and Steven Dynamite against Karrion Cross, Scarlet, and Arcangrl. It is still unknown who will be the third partner for Steven Dynamite and DYSTOPIA for the trios tag team match for our main event here tonight. Katana Chance went for an Irish whip into the corner and accidentally threw Madison Payne into the ref. Luckily, she was able to recover and stay on the offensive. The referee not looking all too happy about it though. An impressive neckbreaker by Katana Chance, using the running momentum to deal extra damage to her opponent. Now waiting on the second round, she attempted a leg scissors, but Madison Payne managed to counter with a face buster. And there's Madison Payne, living to her namesake as she works on the back of the leg of Katana Chance. She now makes the tag to Adrienne Nevermore, who's now in this ring with Katana Chance. You see the size difference between these two teams. Both Adrienne Nevermore and Madison Payne towering over Katana Chance here. There's Katana Chance with a slick elbow to the face. However, Adrienne Nevermore with a quick knee, followed by, I want to say, a moonsault, but that seemed a little fancy there. I think she might be getting a little too comfortable as she's showing off some unnecessary maneuvers in this match. And she comes bouncing off the ropes, throwing both knees into the face of Katana Chance. And now here she is, working on the arm of her opponent. She makes her way to the top turnbuckle here. Sizing her up, waiting for Katana Chance to get on her feet. And from the top rope, uses the full momentum to pull Katana Chance to a DDT, and here comes the pin. Luckily, Aiden Carter able to break up the count there. Madison Page. Now, the legal partner sizing her opponent as she goes for a swift kick across the jawline of Katana Chance, also making her way to the top turnbuckle. And looks like she's going for a big moonsault, but nobody home. Katana Chance manages to move out of the way at the nick of time to avoid the attack. And there's Madison Page setting her up, using the momentum into an uppercut, tagging in Adrian Nevermore. Katana Chance now tagging in her partner, Aiden Carter. Aiden Carter coming into this match fresh, however, is being easily overwhelmed by Adrian Nevermore as she's going all out on Aiden Carter right now. And here she goes with those devastating strikes. And with a full swing, using the momentum to throw her full force, face first into the ring canvas. Aiden Carter kicks out on two though. There goes those devastating chops and kicks. Madison Payne trying to get in on there with a double team maneuver from the back of the ropes. However, Aiden Carter had to receive for her, able to counter, knock her out of the ring, but still at the mercy of Adrian Nevermore. You can see she's getting very cocky here, very confident, just showboating in front of the crowd, not even aware that Aiden Carter had just made the tag to Katana Chance, allowing her to attack her from behind. And I'm afraid Adrian Nevermore's ego might have just gotten a little too far in the way right there. And here she goes, tagging in Madison Payne. Katana Chance looking like a victim of a horror movie right now as she's slowly being dissected by these two women. And remember, what's on the line here? The winner will be going to tomorrow night's Halloween event, Fright Night, the Face of Syndicate, for the women's tag team titles. That is what's on the line right now. This is not about grudges, this is opportunity knocking. And it seems that these two women from a horror story are taking full advantage of it as they've just been dominating this tag team matchup thus far. A devastating maneuver, this might be enough. 1, 2, however, and Aiden Carter able to break up the count. And thank goodness too, because if she didn't, that might have been the end of a Katana Chance right there. Here goes Katana Chance, being Irish whipped against the ropes. Adrian Nevermore using that full momentum, throwing a knee into the face. He's now thrown to the turnbuckle. Katana Chance with a receipt and a sweep to the legs. An amazing counter by Katana Chance as she slowly makes her way to her partner tagging in Aiden Carter. Aiden Carter now fighting back. There she has, throwing in those strikes. She picks her up, scoops her, and she goes for her shoulder into the knee. An Irish whip into the ropes. An attempted leg drop, however, Nevermore able to stop herself on the ropes, avoiding the attack. She now tags in Madison Payne as the two women go for a double team maneuver. And Nevermore projecting Madison Payne all the way across the ring. Full swing into a tackle, and here comes the cover. 1, but no, Katana Chance immediately breaking up the count. Madison Payne now sizing her up. An amazing buster. And here comes the pin. 1, 2, 3. Madison Payne and Adrian Andrews will be going to Fright Night tomorrow for the Tag Team Championship match.
Madison Payne and
Adrian Nevermore and Madison Payne showing their dominance in the women's tag team division. These two will be coming to Boston, Massachusetts tomorrow for our GTW Halloween special Fright Night to face the Syndicate for the women's tag team titles. Fright Night will be live streaming tomorrow on Infinite Fantasy/Twitch.tv, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. What an amazing tag team match we just had tonight. Hey sis, way to stick it to that wannabe goddess. It's also good to see you back on your feet. Thanks, Theo. Hey, listen. Charles Elliott has a trios match booked tonight for the main event. Karrion Cross and his wife Scarlet are teaming with Arcangrl. I already got Steve Dynamite on my team. I could use my tag team partner right now. What? Are you serious, Theo? You have to defend your title tomorrow night. I have a casket match. A match where I get locked inside a casket to most likely be buried alive if I lose. And you want us to waste our energy on this? Why do we need to do this tonight, of all nights? Well, you know, Steven is in this fight with the old gods now. He's supposed to be our friend. Yeah, don't give me that. How does this involve Karrion Cross? Are you here to be our friend? Or your enemy? What is that supposed to mean? Last week, I was put in a hospital. I needed you, Dio. I needed my brother. I was hurt, I was scared, and I needed you. But instead of being there for me, you decided to go out into the ring and look for a fight. And now, when someone has answered your challenge, and someone who has nothing to do with what happened with me, now you want my help. You know what? You're right. Look, sis. We both know I have some anger issues. You think? Sorry. I need to make sure I'm good to wrestle tomorrow. You need to find a different partner tonight. Good luck. Oh, come on. Witch, don't be like... Good luck. Goodbye, Dio. And what's this? That sounds like Nathan O'Gray's music. That's Nathan O'Gray coming out.
Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Nathaniel Gray!
It seems Nathaniel Gray is scheduled for an impromptu match tonight. I have no idea who his opponent is supposed to be. But here he comes out to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we just saw a bit of drama happen backstage just now between Dio Sebastian and his sister, the Witch. The Witch refusing to partner up with Dio in tonight's trios match, saying that she needs to make sure she's good to wrestle tomorrow night for her casket match. And he needs to find another partner, and I can't help to but feel there's some animosity between the Witch and Dio Sebastian right now. I think she might be angry over him. Instead of coming to her aid and making sure she was okay, instead it chose to pick fights with, well, just a random enemy. And now Dio's in this position where he has to defend his World Heavyweight title tomorrow night against Karrion Cross in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And the Witch I guess, putting her foot down with her brother's fight tendencies. Here goes Nathan Gray grabbing the mic. Barry Jenkins, you and I still have some unfinished business. No more third wheel. Come out here so we can settle this once and for all. Nathan Gray laying down a challenge to Barry Jenkins. The last time they had a chance to settle things was when they had that triple threat at the Rising Sun with Shinsuke Nakamura,
And his opponent,
who won the triple threat, by the way.
weighing in at 212 pounds, Barry Jenkins.
I guess Nathan Gray wants to settle this rivalry between him and Barry Jenkins once and for all here tonight without the third wheel. We'll finally find out which one of these two men is better. They have, with the exception of that triple threat that neither one of them have won in singles competition, it is now 1-1 right now. Each one has a win over the other, and tonight will be the tiebreaker between these two. And Barry Jenkins coming out to the ring, flashy as ever, ready to take on the House of Pain, Nathan Gray, here tonight. And we're off, folks. We're starting with Nathan Gray, already getting aggressive. However, now tangled up with Barry Jenkins. Jenkins now putting Gray into a headlock here as Gray struggles to get out of it, but no, he picks him up and gets out of the headlock using a suplex maneuver. And here's Jenkins now getting the grapple on Gray. Gray bringing Barry Jenkins into the turnbuckles here. The referee looking to break it up, and Gray out of nowhere with a cheap shot on Barry Jenkins. The referee giving him a warning there. And Gray relentlessly slamming Jenkins into the turnbuckles. You can see there's a lot of unsettled business between these two men right now. And here comes Gray going for the pin. One, but Jenkins kicks out. Here comes Gray going for that Irish whip. Jenkins reverses and a knee to the ribs. With one swift move, takes down Nathan Gray. And he continues to punch his opponent as he works on that shoulder, goes to damage the arm, trying to take out the shoulder joint there. And the two men now meeting outside the ring. Here comes Gray, throwing Jenkins into the ring now. Gonna square off in the squared circle here. Jenkins being thrown to the corner. And Gray going for a kick to the midsection. He moves to the second rope and rolls into a pin. Jenkins slipping out, avoiding the pinfall there. But Gray now twisting and bending the arm, attempting to pull the arm out of the socket. He's on the second rope, taunting his opponent. Gray measuring him up. And there's a double axe handle onto the top of the head of Barry Jenkins. He grabs him by the hair, pulling him into a submission maneuver, and Nathan Gray has Barry Jenkins into a crossface. Will Jenkins tap out? No, he manages to squirm his way out. And here's Gray sizing him up. This is the match to settle their differences once and for all. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, 3, and is now undisputed. Gray wins this rivalry.
Here is your winner, Nathaniel Gray!
Nathaniel Gray has now proved his point. Barry Jenkins just does not take the sport seriously enough. And he now holds himself the victor raising his arms high and proud in tonight's singles match. No third wheel. It is now 2-1. Nathan Gray has won the tiebreaker. An amazing match. We got more to come, but first a quick 1-minute break. We'll be back after this. Hey Amanda, I have a favor to ask. You know I have a title match tomorrow night, and this has nothing to do with you, but me and Dio need a third partner for a trios match tonight. Can you help a brother out? Really? I'm surprised the witch isn't in this one. I thought she and Dio were a tag team. Apparently they're having some sibling issues. Please help us out. Steve, of course I got your back. Besides, you have it worse than me tomorrow night. We'll just call this... And I owe you one. Thanks, Amanda. I really do owe you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it seems Amanda Price has agreed to be the third partner for tonight's main event in the trios match. It's going to be Steven Dynamite, Amanda Price, and Dio Sebastian versus Karrion Cross, Scarlet, and Arcangrl here tonight in tonight's main event. But coming up right now, we have another huge matchup as Andre Armstrong, the Russian Gladiator, will be taking on the criminal Aiden Andrews for the European title, and that title match is happening right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the European Championship.
And here it comes, being accompanied by the women's champion. Together, they are the intergender tag team champions, the Red Faction, the Russian Gladiator himself, Andre Armstrong, coming out tonight to challenge the European champion, Aiden Andrews. And much like his partner, Brenda Bison, he is looking to become a double champion holding 2 titles. Both of these Russian warriors from the Red Faction, and they are currently the holders of the intergender tag team titles. However, Brenda Bison is now currently the women's champion. She will be defending her title tomorrow night at Fright Night against Amanda Price after a successful and impressive victory at the Rising Sun, where Amanda Price managed to knock out Amber Charlotte in under 5 minutes in an underground match. Charles Elliott deemed it worthy to make Amanda Price the #1 contender, and that will be Brenda Bison's opponent in tomorrow's Halloween event, Fright Night. You can see that by tuning in on Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. But for now, we got the European title on line as Andre Armstrong goes to challenge the criminal Aiden Andrews. And here comes his opponent, the European champion. Some call him the criminal, but for everyone else out there around the world, he is known as Aiden Andrews, the GTW European champion. And he is here, ready to defend his title against the Russian Gladiator. This man, thus far, has held on to the title for 7 months now. and thus far has had a long title run. Several successful title defenses, including the likes of wrestling veteran William Regal, and has defeated the Intercontinental Champion Chosen.
Introducing the challenger. From Moscow, Russia, weighing in at 264 pounds, one half of the mixed tag team champions, the Russian gladiator, Armstrong. And his opponent, from Toledo, Ohio, weighing in at 250 pounds, the European champion, Aiden Andrews.
And here's Aiden Andrews holding up the European Championship. The belt that will be on the line right here tonight on Dystopia. He's taking one last look at the title. Could be the final time. The title will be in his hands. Andre Armstrong taking a look at the prize. This is what it's all about. The championship gold. The winner of this will be the champion of Europe. Both men ready. The referee ringing the bell, and we're off. Andre Armstrong attempting a strike. Aiden Andrews ducking to the side, getting into a grapple with the Russian gladiator. And the criminal now having Andre Armstrong in a tight headlock. And there he goes, flipping him over, bring him to the ground. The criminal trying to fight Andre Armstrong in his own game of technical wrestling. Andre Armstrong having a difficult time trying to get out, but he pushes the criminal off. Andre Armstrong now throwing an elbow into the face of Aiden Andrews. He does the pin, one, but it's too early in the matchup. Andrews able to kick out. And here comes Andre Armstrong stomping on the criminal there. And Andrews getting out of the ring, trying to get a breather. But Andre Armstrong being relentless. He wants the belt. He wants the European title badly. He wants to match his partner, Brenda Bison, and be a double champion. And I might take this opportunity to give one more reminder that Brenda Bison, tomorrow at Fright Night, the GTW Halloween special, will be defending the Women's Championship against Amanda Price. This will be their rematch since Amanda Price had lost the belt to Brenda Bison back at Summer Bash in August. There'll be no stipulations, no submission match. This will be a straight up singles matchup between the two women to determine who truly is the women's champion. Brenda Bison had already had one successful title defense against Akima Sake back at the Rising Sun at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. And there's Andre Armstrong just laying in those slaps, humiliating Andrews there. And Andrew taking a beating from Andre Armstrong. And there's Andre Armstrong using his knowledge of amateur wrestling, of that Olympic style wrestling that he has learned before getting into a squared circle to slowly dissect the European champion Aiden Andrews here. And he comes off the top rope with a missile dropkick right into the chest of the European champion. He picks him up, and there's the criminal trying to fight back. He rolls Andre Armstrong into a pin. There comes the count, one, but it's too early. Andre Armstrong not only kicks out, but takes a moment to roll out of the ring to get a breather. Aiden Andrews attempting to stay on the offense here, and he slams Andre Armstrong right into the ring apron. I might remind everyone that the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring, and here's Aiden Andrews off the top rope outside the ring, using a double axe handle onto Andre Armstrong. And here he is, wrenching the neck of his opponent. Thanks to that maneuver, the referee was forced to restart the countout, buying Andre Armstrong a little more time. Unfortunately for him, Aiden Andrews does have the champion's advantage in tonight's European title match. The title cannot change hands over disqualification or a countout. And here's Andre Armstrong kicking Andrews away. He gets behind him and sets him up into a sidewalk slam. He now pulls him into a devastating maneuver, trying to go for that submission hold. The criminal slipping out. He now goes for a spine buster onto the Russian Gladiator. He sizes Armstrong up. He's ready to bring this one home. And here comes a pedigree by the criminal, Aiden Andrews. 1, 2, but Andre Armstrong somehow manages to kick out of the criminal's finisher maneuver. Not only that, but he also manages to come out of nowhere with a clothesline, gaining the advantage over the European champion. The challenger now bringing Aiden Andrews against the ropes. And here comes an Irish whip, followed up by a big chop to the bare chest of the European champion, the challenger, Andre Armstrong, now off the top rope, doing a humongous frog splash from across the ring. Even Brenda Bison in his corner looking very impressed by her partner right now. And here comes a powerbomb by Andre Armstrong, going for the pin. 1, 2, but no, somehow, some way, Aiden Andrews looks in deep, pulls some stuff out, and manages to kick out. And for just this moment, is still European champion for a moment longer. But maybe not too long, as Andre Armstrong now sizing him up. Once again, going for that maneuver. Once more, powerbomb into a pin. 1, 2, 3, and we have a new European champion. The belt has just changed hands right here tonight, here on DYSTOPIA.
The Russian Gladiator, Andre Armstrong.
An amazing win by Andre Armstrong, able to pick up the victory. Now, just like Brenda Bison, a double champion, the Red Faction are now not only the holders of the intergender tag team titles, but now Brenda Bison, the women's champion, and the Russian Gladiator, Andre Armstrong, is now the holder of the European Championship. The Red Faction quickly becoming a powerhouse of title gold here in GTW. Congratulations to Andre Armstrong for his impressive victory, winning the European Championship, breaking Aiden Andrews' winning streak. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back soon. We still have our main event tonight. Theo Sebastian, Amanda Price, and Steven Dynamite versus Arcangrl, Karrion Cross, and Scarlet in a trios tag team match. And other things still to come after a quick break. And there's a fight breaking out backstage between Benjamin Bourne and Catalysm. These two will be competing tomorrow night for the Hardcore Championship. Catalysm being the Hardcore Champion, who has for the last 2 weeks been assaulting Benjamin Bourne in the middle of his matches. And tomorrow night at the Halloween special, Fright Night, Catalysm will be putting the Hardcore Championship on the line against Benjamin Bourne, but it seems these two are not willing to wait as a fight is now breaking out in the backstage area. And it's Catalysm showing Benjamin Bourne that size and power as he slams him on top of the cargo there in the middle of the backstage lobby. And I can see Catalysm has nothing but bad intentions for his challenger tomorrow night at Fright Night. And it's Benjamin Bourne out of nowhere going for the back of the knee. Remember, this is not a match. This is a straight up fight. This is not inside a sanctioned ring. This is going on in the cargo area backstage. We're having a straight up brawl. These two not willing to wait for that hardcore title match. I also may remind everyone that in any hardcore title match, it will always be Extreme Rules, which means no disqualification. When these two fight tomorrow in the middle of the ring, all weapons are not only legal, but encouraged. With that said, I want to remind the audience and the fans of GTW that this promotion does not condone these kind of actions backstage. However, I think the officials know better than trying to get in the way of a monster like Catalysm and someone as stubborn as Benjamin Bourne. And there's Catalysm just throwing Bourne across that entire floor onto the concrete using that raw power. And I think Catalysm is here to prove a point. He's about to, slamming Benjamin Bourne on top of the crate right there. I don't know what Catalysm thinks. He seems to be walking away. I think he believes he just proved his point. But Benjamin Bourne going after him. Benjamin Bourne following them into the elevator. And is meeting with them to the second floor. And this could get dangerous real quick. These two deciding to meet each other up here. Benjamin Bourne trying to lay those hits, but it doesn't seem to be affecting Catalysm. This is a big preview of what we could be getting tomorrow night when these two face off for the hardcore title at our Halloween special Fright Night. And just remember to tune in for that hardcore title match. You can watch the GTW Halloween special on Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. And there's Catalysm slamming Benjamin Bourne onto the steel floor there, onto that steel ledge. And here comes a choke slam, full force, knocking out Benjamin Bourne. Earlier this week, it was Chosen who went up to Benjamin Bourne saying, "I can help you, let me help you." And Benjamin Bourne still refusing Chosen's help, believing he's just trying to feed his own ego there. But from what I see just here, the way Catalysm just laid out Benjamin Bourne in the backstage area, I don't know what kind of chance Bourne has in this hardcore title match at Fright Night tomorrow at Boston, Massachusetts, live streaming right here on Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv. Tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central to see this hardcore title match. And we got word that Damian Elliott is making his way to the ring right now. And here comes Damian Elliott, the son of director Charles Elliott, coming to the ring to address the crowd here in GTW. Right here on Dystopia. Arcangrl, we are not done yet. I know I can beat you. Get your ass out here. I don't care what matches you have. Your opponent is me. I am the one who will defeat you. I will not stand for this humiliation. And here comes his father, the director of GTW, Charles Elliott. Damien, that is enough. How many times does he have to beat you to prove his point? You got lucky on Brawl. He could have made things so much worse, just like he nearly did last week. I really don't understand why you keep insisting on going out there, nearly getting yourself killed week after week. No, I'm tired of the doubters. I'm tired of my own father doubting me. I don't need two-faced outlaws to be my bodyguards. I don't need you to be overprotective of me. I need one more match against him. I need one more match against Arcangrl. I am not just a hostage to be bargained with. Is this what it's all about? Damien, what happened to you wasn't your fault. I have no doubt you're going to be one of the greats one day. But that takes time and experience. Pops, I need this. Give me one more match and I'll let it go. I promise, win or lose, just give me one more and I'll let it go. I need to know I can do this. I need to know I can beat him. Fine. Alright, Elliot, fine, you got it. You want Arcangrl, you got him. Tomorrow night, you will face him on our Halloween show, Fright Night. But you won't do it alone. It'll be you and Mickie James in a mixed-gender tag team match against Arcangrl and Rebecca Troy of the Old Gods. Seriously? You're gonna make me team up with the bodyguard? Tomorrow, she is not your bodyguard. She's your tag team partner. This is the middle ground. It's no wonder Hercules was able to get what he wanted from you. You're pathetic, Dad. Whoa, those were strong words by Damian Elliott. Charles Elliott trying to reach a middle ground with his son, saying, I'll give you your match against Arcangrl, but I don't want you out alone. Mickie James, who's the newest member of the Outlaws, the Outlaws have been hired to be bodyguards for Damian Elliott in light of his recent kidnapping and being a hostage of the Old Gods. Charles Elliott just trying to protect his son. And I think that Damian's pride just might be hurt by all this. He doesn't want a tag team match. He wants one more one-on-one with Arcangrl, but as the last 2 weeks have shown us, he cannot take on Arcangrl alone. Charles Elliott trying to reach a middle ground with his son by putting him in a mixed gender match. Arcangrl and Rebecca Troy versus his son Damian and Mickie James, the newest member of the Outlaws, is the middle ground, and I just gotta say, those are very harsh words for Damian to say to his father right there. And he should just... I just hope the boy is alright. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have our main event. A trios match. Dio Sebastian, the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite, and the #1 contender for the women's title, Amanda Price, will be teaming up to face Arcangrl, Karrion Cross, and Scarlet. That's coming up our main event for Dystopia, but first, a quick break. Yeehaw! You hear that, Mickie James? All you had to do now is win that tag team match tomorrow night, and we're so in. And by that, I mean we are finally in Mr. Elliott's good graces. And that means you are officially in the Outlaw Gang. This is so exciting. My in-ring debut, I'm going to show them old gods exactly what Mickie James can do. This is cause for celebration, Mickie. Let's go find Justin and get ourselves a round of whiskey. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. It is time for tonight's main event for Saturday Night Dystopia, as we have the World Heavyweight Champion, the Demon Dio Sebastian, the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite, and Amanda Price taking on Karrion Cross, Scarlet, and Arcangrl, who represents the Old Gods in a trios tag team match. And don't forget, tomorrow night we have GTW Fright Night, our Halloween spectacular, and we got an amazing fight card tomorrow. The World Heavyweight title will be on the line in a false count anywhere match between Dio Sebastian and Karrion Cross. The Hardcore title will be on the line in an Extreme Rules match between Benjamin Bourne and Catalysm. Megan will be defending the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Jamie Hayter. The Witch and Ember Charlotte will be settling their differences inside a casket match. The only way to win is to incapacitate your opponent enough to lock them inside a casket, possibly to be buried. The Syndicate will be defending the Women's Tag Team titles against Adrian Nevermore and Madison Payne. We'll be having a mixed gender tag team match that has just recently been announced. In our last promo, Damian Elliott will be teaming up with Mickie James to take on Archangel Rebecca Troy of the Old Gods. The women's title will be on the line as Amanda Price will finally get her rematch against Brenda Bison after losing the title to her at Summer Bash. And then, our main event. Steven Dynamite will be getting his rematch for the Grand Tour title against the Mighty Hercules, the leader of the Old Gods. The biggest, in my opinion, the biggest villain here in Grand Tour Wrestling. But this time, Archangel will not be able to help Hercules win this match because the two will be locked inside a 20-foot cage in a Hell in the Cell match. That will be tomorrow night, live streaming here at Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. This is a must-see show. This is a must-see event. I'm telling you, the main event will be spectacular. It'll be like nothing you've ever seen before. It's not often we have something like a Hell in a Cell main event, one of our shows, but tomorrow night there's no better way to celebrate the Halloween season by having our two greatest wrestlers on this roster compete for the greatest championship in our promotion in one of the most grueling, the most devastating matches, Hell in a Cell. But for tonight's main event, here in Dystopia, the night before Fright Night, we have our trios match. Dio, Steven Dynamite, Amanda Price versus Cross, Scarlet, and Archangel, happening right here, right now, on Dystopia.
The following is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Long Island, New York, weighing in at 214 pounds, the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite!
Without a doubt, Steven Dynamite, one of the big crowd favorites in Grand Tour Wrestling. It was at the Rising Sun where he lost the Grand Tour Championship, a belt that he managed to hold on for an entire year straight against the grueling and decimating Hercules. Dynamite had him on the ropes. He was about to hit the finisher when Archangel came out and came in and tackled Stephen Dynamite, throwing him off his momentum, throwing him off his game, allowing Hercules to come in out of nowhere with the God Spear to win the belt off of the Chosen One. And now, tomorrow at Fright Night, in a Hell in a Cell match, Dynamite will have a chance to win back the title against the mighty Hercules. A Hell in a Cell match is what known as the most grueling, most devastating match. They'll be locked inside a 20-foot cage. There'll be no way in or out. There'll be no one to help Hercules, no one to interfere. It's going to be one-on-one, mano-a-mano. Anything goes. All tactics, all weapons, everything will be legal. And here comes one of his tag team partners tonight, Amanda Price.
From Allentown, Pennsylvania, Amanda Price.
Amanda Price, now the #1 contender for the Women's Championship. She'll be going against Brenda Bison tomorrow at Fright Night. It was at Summer Bash where Amanda had lost the title to the Russian Assassin in a submission match, losing by tapping out. However, on the Rising Sun at the Tokyo Dome, she had an underground match against Amber Charlotte and won under 5 minutes via knockout. A victory so impressive that Charles Elliott deemed worthy to give Amanda Price her rematch for the women's title. Now will be tomorrow night's Halloween special. Again, Fright Night is a must-see event. We got lots of amazing matches on the card, including this beautiful woman going against the Russian Assassin for the most prestigious title in the women's division. And here comes the World Heavyweight Champion himself, the Demon, Dio Sebastian. One half of the Fallen.
And representing the Fallen from New York, weighing in at 246 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion, the Demon, Dio Sebastian.
Dio Sebastian is the son of the great Demon Sebastian, a pro wrestling legend. And like his father, has been carrying on the legacy by being a proud fighting World Heavyweight Champion, ready to take on any challenger, including his opponent tomorrow night, Karrion Cross, in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And here comes their opponents. And here comes the challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship tomorrow in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Karrion Cross with his wife Scarlet competing tonight in this trios match. When Dio Sebastian needed to get out aggression, instead of coming to his sister's aid at the hospital, he decided to make his way to the ring and have an open challenge, saying he was willing to fight anyone. And it was Karrion Cross who answered the call, throwing Dio off the entrance stage. It is Karrion Cross who claims that him and Dio are the same, that they are both monsters, raging inside, looking to do one thing and one thing only, and that's hurt people. And Karrion Cross says he cares more about sending Dio that message than winning the title himself. Tomorrow night at Fright Night, it will be Karrion Cross challenging Dio for the World Heavyweight title in a Falls Count Anywhere match. There'll be no DQ, no count out. Pinfalls and submissions can happen anywhere in the arena. It will not be limited to the ring. They could take a win outside the ring, and they could take the win at the entrance stage. They can take a win in the audience. They can take a win backstage. Anywhere it's up for grabs in a Falls Count Anywhere match.
And representing the Old Gods from Boise, Idaho, weighing in at 266 pounds, Arcangrl!
And here comes Arcangrl, a member of the Old Gods. The Old Gods being led by the Mighty Hercules, the Grand Tour champion, along with Rebecca Troy and Amber Charlotte. These four have been running amok, being the villains here in GTW, trying to take over this great promotion. And over the last 2 weeks, it was Arcangrl who had no problems reminding the newcomer, Damian Elliott, who was whose hostage over the past month, who was the dominant one. For 2 weeks straight, Damian Elliott has been challenging Arcangrl to singles competition to constantly be decimated again and again, and would probably be paced in the ring if not for the hired bodyguards. And we're starting off Karrion Cross and Steven Dynamite starting off as the first legal men in tonight's Trios Intergender Tag Team matchup. And there's Steven Dynamite with an impressive roll to a pin immediately. Karrion Cross, an impressive wrestler in his own right, coming from the WWE originally. Recently released, is now signed with GTW. However, Steven Dynamite is on a whole level his own, able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Hercules, who is considered the most dangerous man in GTW. However, if I was Dynamite, I'd be careful not to underestimate Cross. After all, this was a man who did manage to throw Dio Sebastian off the entrance stage. And there's Cross tagging in his wife Scarlet, his tag team partner here tonight, usually the woman in his corner, now willing to get her hands dirty in this intergender trios match. And you can see she has that vicious style that she's learned from her husband, Karrion Cross, as she's relentlessly slamming Dynamite's head into the ring over and over. Here she goes to the other corner, taunting him. And she throws her full weight right into Steven Dynamite. You can see both Amanda Price and Dio Sebastian trying to hold their hands, trying to get that tag in. Amanda Price especially eager to get in there to take on Scarlet. And there's Scarlet with a devastating chop to the bare chest of Steven Dynamite. And she goes for an Irish whip, throwing the former Grand Tour champion into the corner, and Dynamite with an impressive counter. He now walks to the corner and tags in Amanda Price, who will be facing the women's champion tomorrow night. Amanda Price, a former women's champion, one of the best technical wrestlers in the women's division. However, it seems she might be underestimating Scarlet just a little bit, as she was easily able to get out of that wrestling maneuver. Amanda Price, very confident in her abilities, as she should be, trained by an Olympic gold medalist, trained by a real-life wrestler. But sometimes I feel that confidence can be Amanda's downfall. And here she goes, tagging in Dio Sebastian, and Scarlet gets the tag on Karrion Cross. We're going to get a preview of tomorrow night when these two face off for the World Heavyweight Championship in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Right here, Karrion Cross now in the ring with Dio Sebastian. And he momentarily gets distracted, putting too much focus on Steven Dynamite rather than Dio Sebastian allowing the World Heavyweight Champion to get the advantage on his challenger tomorrow night. And here's Dio using that raw power, showing Karrion Cross exactly what he can do, getting a little payback for that beatdown that happened 2 weeks ago on Wednesday Night Brawl. And here's Karrion Cross. Now, Irish whipping Dio into the corner. Cross now working on the leg of the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm sure he would love to inflict as much damage on the champion as possible before they have their title match tomorrow night. You see Karrion Cross stalking his opponent. The Irish whips Dio. And he goes for a chop. Dio just eats it though. He counters. And a DDT by Sebastian. Dio coming off the ropes. Arcangrl stopping him in his tracks. But Dio turns around with a big boot onto Karrion Cross. And here comes the pin. One. But Cross kicks out. Dio going for a strike. Cross countering. And there's a big knee by tomorrow night's challenger. Here comes an Irish whip. He throws Dio into the corner. And Karrion Cross laying in a huge right before tagging in Arcangrl. And Arcangrl now tagging in Scarlet. An amazing double team work between Scarlet and Arcangrl. Incredible teamwork for two people who have never worked together in their life inside a wrestling ring. And there's Scarlet laying those chops, looking to soften the champion up for her husband. Tomorrow night she goes for the cover. One, but Dio kicks out. There's Scarlet with a boot, driving the heel into Dio's face. You can see Amanda Price getting antsy. She wants in. She wants to get into that ring right now and show her what's up. Scarlet now tagging in Arcangrl, another old rival of Dio Sebastian. These two have faced each other in the ring many, many times before. Arcangrl has yet to win a singles match against Dio. But that's probably not going to stop him from taking out years of frustration onto this World Heavyweight Champion. And Dio go for a clothesline. Arcangrl ducks under. And there he is with a barrage of hard knees into the ribs of Dio. Arcangrl just taunting him. Dio getting the tag from Amanda Price. Price coming in with a hot clothesline on Arcangrl, and she's now just letting loose on this member of the Old Gods. No love lost between these two. Amanda Price now throwing Arcangrl to the corner. She brings him to the top turnbuckle. Remember, this is a woman trained by an Olympic gold medalist. She knows exactly what she's doing. Going for an angle slam off the top rope. And here she goes, tagging in the chosen one, Steven Dynamite, the former Grand Tour champion, going for the cover. 1, 2, but Scarlet breaks up the count. Steven Dynamite, another long rival of Arcangrl in this ring right now. Remember, his opponent will be Hercules in a Hell in a Cell, a match stipulation requested by Steven Dynamite himself to ensure that what happened at the Rising Sun will not happen again. And there's Arcangrl being clotheslined in the ring. Dynamite now putting his attention on Karrion Cross and Scarlet, trying to take out his tag team members. He's coming in very hot. And remember, it was at the Rising Sun. Steven Dynamite only lost the belt due to the interference of Arcangrl. He desperately wants that rematch. He wants to know if he has what it takes to beat Hercules one-on-one without any interference, which is why tomorrow night they'll be locked inside a 20-foot cell. It'll be a completely enclosed cage. No door to walk out of, no open roof to climb out of. They'll be completely trapped inside. And now we're seeing Amanda Price going to work on Arcangrl. Arcangrl getting the tag on Scarlet, and now we have the two women facing off the ring. Scarlet versus Amanda Price. Scarlet getting a desperate clothesline in the back of Amanda Price. She rolls out of the ring to collect herself, and now she had a chance to get a breather. She gets in the ring, taking on both Scarlet and Arcangrl. And here's a belly-to-belly by the former women's champion. Amanda Price now tagging in Steven Dynamite. It is what seems to be an incredible trios match. Scarlet going in with that spear, tackling Dynamite right to the ground. Dynamite manages to kick out on two. And here comes Scarlet, throwing his weight around, using Steven Dynamite's all momentum to bring him to the ground, and now she tags in her husband, Karrion Cross. Cross going for the cover. One, but Dynamite gets the shoulder up. And there's a German suplex by Killer Cross. Now looking to stalk his prey. Looking to unleash the pain on the former Grand Champion, but Dynamite says no and does a dragon screw on to Karrion Cross, but gaining the advantage here. Dynamite going for those chops and elbow to the face. Cross trying to go for the receipt. Steven Dynamite using his agility to roll away, coming in hot with a Hurricanrana as he tags in Amanda Price. Amanda going for the chops now, and she unleashes a DDT onto Karrion Cross. Cross gets the tag in on Arcangrl. Arcangrl now with a big boot. A super kick onto Amanda Price, followed by a flying moonsault off the second rope. And now here he is, sizing her up. Arcangrl looking to unleash his finisher maneuver. And there's the knee into the face of the former women's champion, but Steven Dynamite able to break up the pin. Arcangrl coming off the ropes, double axe handle coming down hot on the helpless Amanda Price. Here comes the cover. Arcangrl using the ropes as leverage. But Amanda Price, amazingly, despite the size difference and despite the illegal leverage used by Arcangrl, was able to kick out an impressive display by Amanda Price as she gets the tag in on Dio Sebastian. Now we have Scarlet using her woman-like fury, her chaotic nature, to just knock down Dio and claw at him. And there's a kick nearly to the groin, the referee having his back turned at the time, and a devastating maneuver by Scarlet. 1, 2, but Dio kicks out. I have to say, Scarlet has been thus far impressive in this match, holding her own against the likes of Dio. Using that chaos style that her and Karrion Cross are known for. Dio seems to be in a lot of trouble right now as Scarlet is slowly picking him apart. She comes off the ropes, delivering a boot to the face. Here comes Scarlet, sizing him up. And a cross body splash by Scarlet onto the World Heavyweight Champion. Scarlet releasing those strikes. She sets him up, sweeping him back. Steven Dynamite desperately trying to hold out his hand for the tag. 1, but Dio kicks out on 1. Dio still having fight in him. An amazing display of strength by Scarlet, able to pick up Dio like that. Amazing leverage. And Amanda Price able to break up the count just in the nick of time. It looked like Scarlet might have had him right there, if not for Amanda Price's interference. Dio catching the foot. Looks like he's had enough. He sweeps her off her feet. Dio putting her into a Boston Crab. Scarlet able to counter the submission hold though. Dynamite looking for the tag. He has his hand out, but Scarlet intercepts, not allowing Dio to get that tag towards Steven Dynamite. Dio makes his way to the corner. And Dynamite is now in. The chosen one, now the legal competitor in this trio's tag team match. An amazing athletic display by the former Grand Tour champion. But Scarlet now countering Dynamite. She rolls into a pin. Amazing athletic ability by Scarlet. Goes taking Dynamite down. And there's no fury like a woman's wrath as she slowly tortures the chosen one here. Here comes the cover. Scarlet using the ropes as leverage. An illegal maneuver by Dynamite, able to power his way into a kick out. Scarlet with a kick to the midsection and a drop kick, taking down Steven Dynamite. And Scarlet looked like she was about to tag in Karrion Cross, but changed her mind. She seems to be enjoying torturing a little too much. It might have cost her as Dynamite now comes in with a helicopter spin and gets the cover on Scarlet. 1, 2, but somehow, some way, Scarlet able to kick out. And here's Steven Dynamite coming in hot with a face buster. Dynamite finally gaining the advantage over Scarlet here. Goes for Irish Whip. Scarlet reverses. She goes for a clothesline. Dynamite counters with a backflip. He hops to his feet. Amazing agility by the chosen one. He now tags in Amanda Price, the former women's champion, now in the ring with Scarlet. The two women now about to square off. Amanda Price going for a ground maneuver. Scarlet counters. Oh my god, that's gotta hurt. Dynamite breaking up the count before the referee can even get the one though. Scarlet now making her way to the top turnbuckle with an atomic elbow drop off the top rope. 1, 2, but Dio Sebastian now manages to break out the count. Amanda Price looking to be in worse shape than Dynamite was. If she doesn't make a tag soon, this match could be over. And Amanda Price out of nowhere, flipping Scarlet over her own body. What strength by this amazing competitor. Price now goes for an armbar. Flips her over into a farmer's carry now, putting Scarlet in a submission hold. Scarlet now counters, taking out Amanda Price. An amazing counter by Scarlet, who's looking a little woozy in the middle of the ring right now. Unfortunately, as good as that counter was, she was not able to capitalize. She attempts a spear. Amanda Price sees it coming, and an angle slam by Amanda Price. She goes to drag Scarlet in the middle of the ring. Wants to ensure there won't be a rope break. And for extra measure, she now attacking the inner thigh on Scarlet. And she gets her into an ankle lock. Scarlet looking like she's about to tap out, but Arcangrl breaks up the submission hold, and Karrion Cross comes in with a clothesline. All three competitors teaming up on Amanda Price. However, she was able to jump across the ring and get the tag onto Steven Dynamite. Dynamite going for those chops down. Using his momentum to bring Scarlet down to the ring. Dynamite coming off the ropes. An amazing aerial attack by Steven Dynamite. And now he follows up with a German suplex. Scarlet able to counter Steven Dynamite's efforts though. Here's a kick to the midsection. Scarlet throwing his weight around once more, knowing how to use her opponent's strength against him. Dynamite outside the ring with a Psycho Cutter onto Karrion Cross, taking out any backup Scarlet might have from her husband. And you see Steven Dynamite playing to the crowd right now. Scarlet looking to meet Dynamite outside the ring. And Scarlet gets thrown into the barricade outside. Steven Dynamite getting in the ring, looking to win this by a countout. Scarlet stirring too. You see she's trying to compose herself, trying to figure out what the right move is here. As Amanda Price looking like she's going to try and get the drop on Scarlet. However, Scarlet seems to be waiting for her. Vice versa, Arcangrl doing the same, distracting Steven Dynamite, allowing Scarlet to come in with a boot to the face. A distraction that might have cost Dynamite this match. Oh my god, that looked like it hurt. That definitely looks like it could be the end. But no. Amanda Price gets in the ring just in the nick of time to break up the count. Scarlet doesn't look all too happy about it. However, she might have just bought Dynamite the precious seconds he needs to recuperate if he can somehow get out of this assault. Scarlet now tagging in Karrion Cross. A beautiful double team maneuver between husband and wife here. Dynamite now out of the ring. Him and Cross torturing his leg, trying to take him out of commission. Remember, there are countouts. If Dynamite cannot recover, he is at risk of losing by a countout in this trios match. And that might be Karrion Cross's strategy. And here comes Steven Dynamite with a Hurricanrana. He now has the opening. He might be able to get himself in the ring if he doesn't dilly-dally. He throws Karrion Cross into the ring apron. There's 1 second left. Dynamite taking out the backup. Karrion Cross is counted out. Steven Dynamite, Dio, and Amanda Price win. Amazing. Cross was trying to count on winning by a countout, trying to use the outside ring to his advantage, hoping he can knock Steven Dynamite out long enough to get a 10 count. But Dynamite completely turned the tables with that amazing Hurricanrana reversal, and then using the hardest part of the ring apron, to slam Karrion Cross's head right into it, knocking him out just in time to slide into the ring and get in right before the 10, securing the victory. An incredible win between Steven Dynamite, Dio Sebastian, and Amanda Price. But not as amazing as what could be tomorrow night. Don't forget, on Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv, we got GTW Fright Night, our Halloween special. Dio Sebastian will be defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Karrion Cross in a false count anywhere match. Amanda Price will have her shot at the women's title against the Russian assassin Brenda Bison. And Steven Dynamite will finally have his rematch. After losing the title to Hercules at the Rising Sun, we'll be taking him on for the Grand Tour title in a Hell in a Cell match for Fright Night's main event. That's tomorrow night. It's a must-see event. You cannot miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Infinite Fantasy signing out. May your fantasies be infinite. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.